Hey folks, everything new under the sun. Just a really quick update about some of the things happening, some of the kind of the top news. As we head towards, well, we are in the last days, as we head towards a world government, a global control, a world currency system. This is all spoken of in Revelation and um, Matthew, Luke, Daniel, Zechariah. All these things foretell the last days and the things that are coming upon us, but specifically Revelation and Daniel. And it speaks of a one world leader and a mark of the beast system where no man can buy or sell save he that has the mark. And this is coming down on us, and we're moving that in that direction. And there's no escaping it. The Bible says it's happening. It's going to happen. There's no amount of anything that we do as man that's going to change that. But there may be temporary reprieve, and you may have hope restored in humanity. When you see, people getting together and fighting for that freedom. And there will be a few that will fight for the freedom in the last days. They won't get their way ultimately, as the world government, the Antichrist figure, will come into power and he will gain power. This is what the Bible says is coming, but there will be some that are fighting against it. And I think we're seeing a small part of that here. And again, it kind of restores your hope in humanity in general, but I don't think it'll last. So there's a border between Alberta and the U.S., and there's 150, these are meat trucks stranded, but there's a whole pile of, I think there's over 100 actual trucks that are on the border, blocking the border. This is more of an illegal blockade, and the RCMP are there, and they're looking to get people to tow these trucks out, but the tow truck companies are basically refusing to do it because they're siding with the truckers. So I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. The protest in in Ottawa is legal as of now, but there you go. Big protest there. Here's an update. England halts vaccine mandates for health and home and care home workers. So that's a good thing. It's moving in the right direction in England. And now workers who were fired can now hopefully get their jobs back. The latest government U-turn came just 3 days before a deadline by which National Health Service, NHS, and other healthcare workers would have gotten their first doses to avoid redeployment or termination. So there's mandates ending in the UK as they realize that really Omicron spells the end of the pandemic, and we need to get back to normal. The governments around the world are starting to see this, but Canada has dug in. Trudeau has dug his feet in, his heels in, as has the Liberal Party, and they're pushing forward with mandates, lockdowns, and everything, calling on the science of it all. Masks on planes to become permanent, like anti-terror rules. Budget airline Ryanair says that mask mandates on planes will become as ingrained as post 9/11 rules about liquids and carry-on bags, suggesting they will basically become permanent. Now, this is a sad story. I hope ultimately that the airplane riders, those who were flying, paying for this, will ultimately share their disagreement. And there's no need for something that is effectively a cold now. There is absolutely no need. The science says there's no need for it. I mean, if we wear masks now, then we should have been wearing masks ever since flight and passenger flight started, commercial airlines, because you were always spreading flu. It wasn't 2 years ago that I flew on a plane with the flu. I didn't realize I had the flu, but after I landed, I realized I was sick, and so yeah, and maybe it will be that way, but it should have always been that way if the masks really do what they say they do. Masks will be something that will be with us for a while longer to come. If that is the price we have to pay for the next few months into summer, it's a small price to pay, said that particular person. Natural immunity. According to a study, and this is a study done by, I believe, let's see here. Researchers in Italy analyzed levels of antibodies in 36 patients who were documented contracting COVID-19. But half the patients went on to get the vaccines, but the rest remained unvaccinated. At 18 months, 97% of the tested participants tested positive for anti-NCP, hinting towards the persistence of infection-induced immunity, even for vaccinated individuals. So natural immunity is showing up and being very good and lasts apparently for 18 months. So you can check that out on Zero Hedge. Studies coming out now showing natural immunity is excellent, on par easily with the vaccines, and even the suggestion is that at the end of the day, the memory cells, the T cells, stick around longer. So next time you get it in 2 years, your body will have some recognition, some memory of that. Now, Dr. John Campbell, he did a video about does the science support vaccine mandates for people naturally infected? And his answer effectively is no. You can see in the description here. Does the science support vaccine mandates for already naturally infected? The short answer, no. And he goes through a whole video looking at the data, looking at the charts, and he confirms natural immunity is good. And if you have it, effectively herd immunity is coming to us. So there's no need for mandates anymore. He goes through the science and shows us that there's no need for mandates anymore. So this is a pretty significant video. It was down all day yesterday. You couldn't play it. I don't even know if you can play it now. But I'll put that in the description of this YouTube article. Watch it. He is pro-vaccine. He has 3 shots himself. He is an excellent doctor. He's just telling the truth and telling and providing the scientific, providing the science, the scientific evidence as he reads it. But governments aren't following the science anymore, even though Trudeau came out and said, we're following the science. He's not following the current science. He's about a year behind in his science. And so I don't know what's happening. I sure hope political change happens in Canada and the U.S. and other places, but I don't have a lot of hope that this is going to be lasting, because we know we're in the last days. We know a world government is coming. They're pushing for it. And whether there's some group of people pushing for this or not, the fact is that the Bible says it's coming. However it comes, I don't know, but it's coming. So this may be a short reprieve, even if we win this small battle. Ultimately, the war in the world, this 6,000 years of man, is lost to a world government. The Bible says it is, and so that's what's coming. So, but have hope, because the Lord is returning, and He's going to bring justice and freedom for all in the millennial reign of Christ and in eternity. Thanks for watching. I'll leave it there, and I'll try and get back doing the videos as soon as I can. We'll see you in the next video.